So I'm absolutely thrilled to be able to talk to our increasing Dynamics partner community today. This is obviously the conference around the biggest release in ClickLearn history, the ClickLearn Attain, but it's also going to be the launch of something that we've been working on for quite a while, our One Team Partner Enablement Program, and I'm going to talk a little bit about why they are both important, and then I'm going to focus in on why right now is a fantastic time for partnering with ClickLearn, and of course, how we can grow both yours and our business together. You're going to be taking a look at the ClickLearn Attain product in 20 minutes. And what I'm going to ask you to do is to visualize one of your clients. You can pick anyone, but imagine one that has been struggling for 20 digital projects to get their users onboarded on new technologies. I'd like you to imagine those customers spending hundreds of hours on writing process documentation, doing video recordings, re-recording videos when they're not perfectly aligned. Imagine them translating content from multiple regions, booking narrators for hours to align with their video content. Imagine the process of selecting that system where they can deploy their content, spending hours on testing that, preparing the support function for taking the initial launch workload, and imagine that deployment day comes and the work is done. Now imagine the relief. And then after 6 months, someone tells them that we're upgrading the platform. So now you need to do it all over. If you can imagine that one customer, you're going to have a really good idea of why ClickLearn touches these individual champions within customers' organizations at an emotional level, and why we have so many customers around the world. So reduced to its absolute essence, ClickLearn Attain is a solution that delivers the fastest possible results for your training and support champions. It's built for not just pacing the creation of the entire learning experience, but also for that re-engagement after 6 months. It delivers better and easier customer experiences, and it has a world-class built-in support system, allowing customers to self-pace on training, community engagement, and in-application guidance. That is our trinity of great customer enablement, and I hope you're going to enjoy our fast demo today. Now let's get back to our One Team Enablement Program and how that came about. We've been a part of the Dynamics partner community for quite a few years, and it's a very, very strong community of dedicated people. And if you look at all other vendors and their partners, you will know that you guys are just better equipped to attacking the markets. So in my mind, working with you is the only way we can ever capture the dynamic space. We've been kind of running in circles finding out how do we best work with you guys. And the thing you always do is you turn to other ISVs within the community and look at what are they doing. And these are my colleagues, not my competitors, but I think they're going about you in the wrong way. And the basis for all these partners is a proposition that we need your existing business and your commitment to our product. And the former part, that really means that dedicating, investing resources in getting your salespeople, perhaps even your technical staff trained. And the problem is the investment barrier before you actually prove the success. We've come up with another proposition, and I really like this. We are bringing forward an enablement program that requires virtually no investment on your side, that will extend your reach and create new business opportunities for you, not just piggyback on your existing business. And finally, we want to measure on battles that we win together, not on how many resources you invest. We are launching this initiative in a campaign called 7 Days of Attain, and you can onboard that campaign right now. It will allow you to directly co-brand with us on the ClickLearn Attain shockwave that we are generating in the market. And I hope you're going to stay for that session and see how you can generate not just existing business, but get more and new opportunities with us. I'm going to hand over the host role to Rick McCutcheon, and he's going to guide you through the rest of the day. It's going to be a great one.
Thank you, Joachim. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Get Smarter Attain Virtual Conference for ClickLearn. So we just want to make sure that everybody here is ready to go and to learn all about ClickLearn. So Mark, can you move the next slide, please? So we have our partner conference today, and I must say it is a significant opportunity for partners, and you'll see when we have our partner interviews later on that there's some partners out there that are doing very well with ClickLearn and building that practice significantly. So my name's Rick McCutcheon. I'm a Dynamics 365 MVP, and I've been working with ClickLearn for approximately the last 8 months, interviewing their customers and working with them on building out their Dynamics partner organization and structure. So I think you're going to learn a lot today, and I'm looking forward to participating. So ask your questions in the chat. There's a chat window provided with GoToWebinar. And if you have any personal meetings that you want to set up, just let us know in the chat and we can do that right away. And if you need to talk to somebody or contact them outside of chat, please use aop@clicklearn.com. It is being monitored during the session today. And of course, the conference is being recorded, and we will send that out as soon as we get it edited after the event. Okay, next slide. So today we're going to talk about ClickLearn Attain, and Attain is the new version of ClickLearn, just released on October 2nd. And we're going to talk about reinventing the onboarding program for the Dynamics community. We'll have a quick coffee break, and then we're going to get into this 90 days of success, right? So we're going to show you around the ClickLearn Partner program and what you can do to be an effective partner. And then 7 days of ClickLearn Attain is a new program that we have coming up and over the next couple of weeks that will give you a series of marketing webinars that you can send to your prospects and customers and help them learn about ClickLearn. Then we're going to have a very interesting panel discussion and looking forward to that. And then finally, we will end the session with how to become a partner. So, and for those who are already a partner, we're going to talk about, some of the new things coming out in the partner program. So next slide, please. So our speakers today will be Mark Olesen, Daniel Garcia, Martin Flensburg, and Christine Eltz, all from ClickLearn. So get ready to learn a lot as we start with reinventing onboarding for Dynamics with Mark, Daniel, and Christine. Over to you guys.
Thank you so much, and good morning, everybody, or depending on where you're sitting. We are so proud today that we actually can launch ClickLearn Attain, and I just want to say also how proud we are of actually having more than 957 partners and clients signing up for this conference. It's a huge step for ClickLearn. It is the biggest release of ClickLearn's history, and I will actually start out with explaining for the partner track here a bit about how we see the market, what are the partner benefits, and then of course we will see the big launch of ClickLearn Attain. So if we look into how is the global market transformed in 2020, I think we have all experienced that COVID has an impact on all the businesses that we are doing today. And here are some stats that we have gotten from McKinsey, Dell, IBM, etc. And they are actually telling that 90% of all B2B business implementations are now being done virtually. They're also telling us that the demand for private data center is collapsing and that the hardware sale is increasing significantly. What that all means to us is that everybody is now sitting remotely, working from home, having access to the cloud, working on multiple applications. So there's a huge demand for user adoptions, and that's what we can help you with. If we talk about the ClickLearn partner benefits, so what are the benefits that you can go out with? What are the benefits of signing up on this ClickLearn partner program if you're not already a partner? So what ClickLearn is capable of delivering is that we work across applications or across platforms. So we can support you from anything from Microsoft Office, Microsoft CE, the full Dynamics 365 suite, Teams, Power BI, etc. You can use ClickLearn across all these applications at one time. And we have now also built in report and analytics, so we have a key insight in who is doing what and when. And we can actually make sure that people have to pass a test before you deploy out new software. We also have our embedded virtual assistant, so we can of course help you no matter where you get lost in a process. And you can always request inside help, so you have a live assistant that can take you through no matter where you are. And all that are supported, of course, in your local languages. We support all the languages that Microsoft are providing you with. Of course, it's scalable. We make it easy to accommodate new users and new systems so that your clients can master what you are implementing immediately. And then last, we have the One Team. It's a unique and easy partner program that we also are launching today. So how are we competing ourselves in the market? What is it that we meet? So when we go out and try and sell ClickLearn, how are we actually different from the rest of the market? And how is it we can actually argue that we have something? So I call it speech bubble in apps tools. It's like following a map with no shortcuts. It's like back in the days where we don't have Google Maps or any apps to actually tell us when there is traffic, what are the fastest way to get to the end goal. That's a little bit as I see speech bubble and in-app tools as well. It's one application, it is limited, and it can only tell me next, next, next. There are no shortcuts, it's only one way. With ClickLearn, we offer a lot of different routes. So there are multiple ways of learning, like documentations, videos, learning portals, live assistants embedded in your applications. And it's always making sure that you are mastering the software immediately and taking the fastest route to the end goal. So for those of you who hasn't experienced anything about the ClickLearn Partner Program and are maybe a little new to what is it that ClickLearn actually offers. So ClickLearn record, produce, and publish all your learning content for you. And if we deep dive into the record part, ClickLearn is a click-through application. That means we don't record the screen, we actually captures what you're clicking through, and that saves up to 80% of your time in creating training materials. And with one click, we can now produce this into 7 different learning format styles that we're going to see today. We can also turn on an on-screen live assistant that can take you through any processes embedded into the live Microsoft applications. We can translate it immediately into more than 45 different languages with video narrations, etc. And when we have to recapture system upgrades, ClickLearn solve that problem for you, because we can replay anytime Microsoft releases new versions, and that makes sure that your training materials is always consistent and updated. And then again, with another one click, it's all published into the cloud. So ClickLearn makes sure that all your learning materials is available 24/7 in the ClickLearn Content Cloud. That means you can have learning portals that you can access from any device where all these different learning formats are available for you 24/7. And for those of you who doesn't want to be in the cloud, you can store the ClickLearn content wherever you prefer. So let's see ClickLearn Attain. I want to hand it over to Daniel Garcia and Christine Els, and let's launch.
Great. Hey, thanks. Great. So Danny Garcia here, Global Partner Account Manager. I see a lot of, I wouldn't say faces because I'm just looking at names. I see a lot of names that I recognize, and about half of you I don't recognize, so I look forward to working with you in the near future. So my mission here at ClickLearn is very simple. I help organizations be more successful with their Microsoft investments. That's my reason for existing. And so with me is my colleague Christine. I'll let Christine introduce herself.
Hello, thanks, Danny. Yes, my name is Christine Elson. I'm the Customer Success Manager. I'm located here in the St. Petersburg, Florida office, so I really am excited to see all of the people that are joining our conversation right now. And I'm just going to share with you, if you didn't get a chance to jump in at the beginning when Joachim was talking to us about painting a picture, I hope that you're going to take some time now and go along on a little journey with me. Just imagine your most valued customer, and you're going to be creating materials with them so that they'll be able to launch for whatever their business application is. So ClickLearn, we are a Microsoft partner, and we have the capability for any of those Microsoft platforms that you are currently using. We even have web-based applications that you can use our ClickLearn product with. Today is going to be all about showing you the new Attain, the learning portal, and just how quick and easy it is that we will be able to create learning materials right here on the spot. So Danny, are you ready to, is there anything else you want to share? You want to jump in and join this journey with me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, I think it's always pretty neat to paint a picture for the audience of what is possible with ClickLearn, right? Like as it relates to like helping the end users, help us through this journey, guide us and paint a picture of what is possible with ClickLearn.
And so here we go. I'm going to take a moment and show you. You're looking, of course, at my sandbox, you can see, but here, this help icon is where we are going to have the learning portal for your ClickLearn learning materials. You can see we've immediately got several different variations. We have the absolute complete learning portal here, but I also want to point out a couple of the work instructions that are showing this assistance for creating an account or adding a contact to account. And these also reside on that learning portal, but they're also contextually sensitive. So if I'm here in my accounts area from my nav menu, it's going to change. ClickLearn is going to know which one of these work instructions I need to be looking at right here while I'm in that particular area. If I come down and decide to go into another marketing area, if I'm looking at my marketing lists, my help icon is going to be right there with me. I'm going to have my assistance for marketing accounts, creating a marketing list. So ClickLearn is going to be as deep and strong as the process work instructions that you bring to the game. And if you want, we could look even further to the learning portal. Let's go ahead and take a quick glance, a quick look at just what ClickLearn is going to be able to offer your end users. Again, we're keeping in mind that it's the end user that's going to be consuming this information. You want that user adoption to be really fast, scaling up very quickly for them. And you want the material to be comfortable for them to be able to see and use, because we all have different learning styles, right? There are some of us that like to be visual learners, that we can read the instructions that are going to be put there in front of us. There are some of us that like to be tactile or kinesthetic, that we can click it through our work instructions. And then we also have the auditory learners. So for those of us that would like to bring a voice to the work instructions that we're creating. And what you're looking at here is the learning portal that we launched right from within the application. And as we go along, anything that you see that has our ClickLearn branding materials, think of your branding materials. Bring your creativity here. Do you have specific colors for your branding materials for your company? Bring them here. And you can see as we take and open up any one of these work instructions, we can have the neatly cropped screenshots that we'll have clicked through our work instructions. We'll have used the strong templating. The templating is really what brings this all together very quickly and simultaneously. So you just click through, create a recording one time, and all of these materials, this web page, our downloadable documents, our show me, try me, test me video, even our live assistant. And the live assistant will actually take you through your work instructions. No speech bubbles. You're going to have the live assistant there to guide you as you click into each one of those steps to complete those work activities. And that can be done live. So with all of these items, let me just come back here real quick and show you. We have a variety of icons that have a variety of work instructions. So be mindful, be creative anywhere in your application that you need to create work process materials for. If you have inventory, if you have purchasing, if you have human resources, and all of those can be, if there are any of them that you need to create security around. So if there's only one line of business or one business unit that needs to have access, you can create security, that extra layer of security for those end users only to access that information. Here within the page, we also have a searchable format. So if you really don't know what's out there, but you need to go ahead and get some account information, I can use my search bar, and it's going to return all of the information, including the Microsoft help inside. We have all of that items, plus we also have the work instructions that we have created. So you can search by keyword for any of the materials. I could also bring you down here to the very bottom, and I'm going to pop up our content. And now you can see at a glance, here's where all of the materials are that have been created. So the more robust you make your work instructions for your end user to be able to access, you're going to be able to update when you publish your link, and all of that information will again truly be at your end user's fingertips. Additionally, we could also download this full portal. All of the documentation that you see here can be downloaded into a PDF format, so you can put it on a tablet or a laptop or a handheld device. So if you're going to be working in an area that has sketchy or no internet accessibility, you'll still be able to have those materials at your fingertips to be able to complete those processes that you're going to be assigned to perform. Finally, from this page, we also have, if you've noticed this nice little globe in this top right-hand corner, we also have, that is our globalization. So if you have business on a global scale, we have over 45 different languages that we could take just this one recording and convert it into a variety of those languages. And we also have various dialects that you could add to that. So if you have a female or a male voice, or a particular region in your country that would have some regionalization to it, we can do that for you too. And I just simply to illustrate, if I to change my work instructions here, now you can see any of the materials that I have created work instructions for in that language. I could open them up and I can use those same work instructions. You could see the structure here. All of the templating is the same. Now the language has been just created or added for your particular part of the world. How do we get here? That's the big question, right? How do we get here? You can see the link that has been created. We're going to go ahead and just, let me jump back up into my accounts area and open up our ClickLearn Attain. We have a nice clean format to make everything fast and furious for you to be able to get started into. What you're looking at here are a variety of projects that have already been created and have some materials in. I'm going to open up our customer engagement one that I've prepared just for ourselves today. And you're going to be able to see you can very quickly get right into creation of a project. You can start, there's a very simple navigation tree that you could set up what your default language is, what your preferences for where you want to store your materials, and we are really cloud-based now, truly we are. So if you want to put it on our content cloud, you can. If you want to store on a SharePoint site, all of those options are available. OneDrive, we can place it anywhere you want. And we can also have you invite team members to truly collaborate, have your team all together. You'll notice that I have a variety of icons here across this left-hand side. So if I want to create before I create any recordings, if I want to make sure I collaborate and get my team together, I can simply come here, and when I highlight my Teams button, now I can click on my invite the users, I can send an email through my ClickLearn Attain, asking my team members to join me in my project, and then their work will also be part of my project too. So I don't have to worry about going and finding the recording to bring it into my project. Bam, they're already here with me. Danny, would you like me to go through and create just a quick recording to show everybody how powerful we can put our materials together?
That'd be awesome. By the way, I love your new interface, looking very sexy. This is the new ClickLearn Attain.
It's all truly at our fingertips. Just updating account information over here. We'll talk about that once we actually create our recording, and let's put that in here as well. So now to create my recording, I can come here for a new recording. Let's get started creating a new recording. I'm going to give that recording a name, and this is going to be relatable to your end users. Again, everything that we're creating here today is for the benefit of our end users. You've built a great product, you've got great, you even have customizations in fields in your application. ClickLearn will be able to find them and identify them as well too. So whatever your work instruction is, make it meaningful to who the end users are that's going to consume the information. So let's see, we're going to go ahead and verify some information. My default language has already been set for me. I can change that at any time, and then my recordings are all going to be placed right up in the cloud. So now I'm just simply going to say next. So now you see that ClickLearn is getting all of the materials together that it needs to help guide me along. And I have this powerful panel that's going to be on the right-hand side to start. I can choose to either go single step, step by step. If I'm not sure of what my processes are, I can take one step at a time, or I'm going to go ahead and use the automatic. So we really are going to be fast and furious to be able to click through our steps. Now let's record. And ClickLearn, in just a minute, you're going to see the screen is going to flash, and you can see the green flash that we're ready to record. Notice the icon on the top right-hand corner of that green rectangle. That's ClickLearn's way of telling me, hey, I recognize that you're in one of the dynamics. You can see the dynamic sales there. So I can go ahead and click on this link. ClickLearn's going to know. I can click on the icons here at the top, the little drop-down arrow, anywhere within the application, and I can still see that I'm in the Dynamics world. If I want to go cross-platform, I can do that too. I can come up here and grab a link or grab a folder, open the folder up. I can click to get to, if I need to enter a new URL to go to a different location. If I need to open another page, I can do that too. And now you can see that the icon has changed. It's now showing me that it's a browser, it's a Windows based. I could come down here, I can open up my Outlook, I can open up my Excel. Lots of powerful features here that I just need to simply have my work instructions. All you bring is your work instructions, and we got you from there. So if I want to come now and access an account, now I'm going to click, and ClickLearn is going to be right here with me. We have Click in our name. We are ClickLearn for a reason. So now I'm just simply going to grab a couple more fields that you can see. I've got anywhere that I want to select, and then when I'm finished with my recording, ClickLearn is going to let me know how many steps I've created. It's going to let me know if I want to do any taking a screenshot to be able to add in. I could do that as well. So I'm just going to stop my recording here. ClickLearn says, hey, just to let you know, 2 minutes and 15 seconds, not bad. Captured 3 steps. And so from here, now I can start my editor. I'm going to be going right in, and when I start the editor up, ClickLearn is now taking the templating that I was showing you earlier. It's bringing all of the work instructions together. It's going to be creating those neatly cropped screenshots for me, and it's going to be adding that text. So I'll have all of my information truly right here at my fingertips that I could be working with.
This is what I call the magic show, right? Like, it's when you click on some steps, and then all of a sudden you start seeing it come to life, and I think this is where it's important for the audience to know, right? Especially the people that haven't seen it before, how it generates a single source file and everything gets generated off of that one. Very powerful stuff. Go ahead, Christine. Sorry to interrupt.
Exactly. No. Emotional outbursts. We like those. And it's absolutely the truth. You can see here, just from one recording, we're going to be able to edit the details here. And once we're done with all of the editing, the way that we want to have it fit, when we move it over into our shelf to publish, all of the materials are going to be created. But right here, we have the choice that in addition to editing any of the written editor, we also have some other powerful functions. We've got a video editor, the assistant for the live assistant. So when I want to work on some of the appearances of my virtual assistant, I could do that. I've got my flow editor here. It lets me set up questions that we could branch on, makes it very easy. So if you ever have any of those drop downs, or if you have some questions that the if then, it was what it used to be called. If I click here, then I want it to go here. The flow editor is going to be able to game changer. We got a lot of game changers here. And then the data here for recording, for replaying, for when we have a new change or a system process, as Joachim had mentioned earlier. You know, you're going to be spending all of your time getting your learning development team together. You're going to have everything done in place, launch your product, and then 6 months down the road, there'll be a release. Or your company's decided a new customized field would look really cool on that page. You'll be able to do that all literally right here within the ClickLearn application. You don't have to go back and try to find where that powerful PowerPoint was from 6 months ago because it's going to be saved all right here in your recording. So when I'm looking at the steps that I have here, just to highlight for those of you that have not seen ClickLearn before, we can do things. We do have our account name here, but if I want to come up and do any editing on a step, I just simply select my little edit pencil. That's a very classic looking icon, but I can go ahead and make some changes. One of the items when you're thinking about validating information or having to go and select something in a column is you're not always going to just be selecting this one area. So I can just very quickly come over here and say, I want to change that so that it will change the instructions so that I can select any row in that column. And just that one little change, when I take and say, okay, save that change, now the templating has been done for me. I didn't have to worry about going and finding the correct pixel size and dragging and hovering and making sure I had the correct area covered. ClickLearn has done that. It's also changed the text in my template, so it knows to be able to click on any of the account names on any of those rows. I also can do a little reduction. Keep in mind that we're creating that web page. We're creating materials that will be on a page. So you want to try to be conscious of how much material or how much space you take up. And I can take these couple of areas, and because they're both in the same location, now I can come up here and you can see that I can add a new group. So when I add a group or I group those items together, there's, again, just from the written editor, I have all of this functionality. So when I grab my group and I put it together, I'm simply going to say, this is the title of whatever that particular tab is that I'm working on. Now I can choose to have the steps in the image. I can choose the steps only. I can choose the image. How do I want to display it? Do I want a numbered list, or do I want to go ahead and keep it as a bulleted list, changing right here on the fly? So I'm going to include all of my written material. And when I say save these changes, now you can see ClickLearn has given me a little extra step in here. I've entitled my account information. And then I also have my editing here that I can group my image editor. So if I want to modify that for just a little bit and make sure that I've captured, got so excited here. So now I can simply move the box along. And notice that this is just information that I'm grabbing just from the summary tab. There's the details tab, the files related tab. So if you want to expand on your work instructions, if you want to close down for the day and come back tomorrow, you can do that, and then you can come right back in, get to your application, and you can complete all the information. You can add chapter headers and sub-chapter headers. So I'm going to save my cropping here, and when I save the changes, ClickLearn is now, again, taking care of all of that templating for me. It's put me in nice, concise information. I've got a couple of bullet points because it's not necessarily mandatory fields, or I don't have to follow it in a particular 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I have that my image has been cropped to my satisfaction, and I've got those clicked those spaces, the data elements.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So now we've got all of this information together here. Let's go ahead and save what we've got. We're going to save our information because, again, we've just created it from our editor. What we want to do now is we want to get it into our learning portal. And so we're going to close our information here. And then we're going to take a look at a couple of other areas right here. We're still in our project, so I've got my customer engagement product, and you can see that my activity over here, it lets me know what I've done thus far today. So I want to take this particular item and I want to add it into my structure. So here, my next item down is going to be for my structure. Pardon me. We have a bunch of literally at your fingertips drag and drop information. We have sections, we have headings. You can add text, you can add hyperlinks, you can add a divider. And you can see I've just put a couple of these over, and it truly is as easy as dragging and dropping. So I have all of my recordings that we've captured here, my account information details, verifying my account information. And when I look at the sections are actually what's going to be my categories. And you can see I've got a couple of drop down arrows. So when I take my arrows and I drop them down, now I can even be more robust step by step. In this particular example, I've created a thread that I have my marketing section. I've added creating a marketing list there. I've put a divider in there, and I've actually provided a hyperlink to making for 10 marketing strategies to fuel your growth, your business growth. I then have a divider that I've put, so all of this information is going to be above on the main page. Now I've added some helpful information to let my end users know what this detail information is. And I've put my good old, I always love to use mycountrycodes.org, because as your business grows, or if you are a global business and you're going to be making phone calls to other countries, a lot of times it's just a simple failure. Sometimes they say the kingdom was lost because of the horse, lack of the horse. So if you have those type of codes at your fingertips, there we go. I've decided to put that there. And you can see everything that you touch. So I've got colorization. I've got icons that I can select on the fly, give my section a title. I can select the languages that I would want to be added for this as well. And as I go through, let me come back out. So as I come through,
and Christine, sorry to I mean, this is so much nicer, the navigation, right? Some of the audiences might have not known ClickLearn Classic, as we call it now, but seeing how easy everything is, click and drag, and the structure, how you can see it, and the languages for each of the sections, it's so refreshing, so nice to see. Please continue. Sorry about that. Just so excited.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. This is all such great stuff, and truly, it's very intuitive, very easily at your fingertips. Create as you go. But from here, now I can have a preview of everything that we've created. And truly, I had created one of the work instructions this morning. So again, be as creative as you want to be. Name your help desk, your knowledge base, your learning portal, your materials, whatever you want to create it. All of this, again, this should look familiar. We had the logo from the one that we had looked at from within the application, downloading our full portal, the content, and now you can see how the dividers are. So here's my categories. My country code is good for any of the categories that I would want to click on my link and go out to. Here's my marketing, and even within each one of your categories, I now have all of my work instructions for my categories with my divider that's separated out. So if I want to bring any materials into this as well. We also have, and it's a little bit further down, but let me go ahead and just point this out, is we also have assets. So if you have some work instructions, and I think, Danny, we were talking about this earlier. So if there are some of you that you do have valid work instructions, that they're still good, or perhaps you have an Excel spreadsheet that would need to be further explained or helpful in some of the work instructions, you can come here to the assets and you can bring those assets into your recording as well. And they will also be available for your end users to consume and access that information from within your learning portal. That's a game changer in itself, because previously ClickLearn, we were all about our materials and trying to do our best for you to be able to bring those things in. Now, right here on the shelf, bam, let's go. Your end users will have it all at their fingertips. They don't have to worry about going anywhere else.
You know that, Christine, that's something that I used to get a lot of questions on too, is people would have these, you could almost say it's like overview of generalities of the processes, right? To put the process in context for the audience, for, in this case, the end users. And a lot of enterprises, they really wanted to be able to incorporate existing assets. And so this is what's capable, this is what's possible now, right?
Exactly, exactly. And it can all come together, and it's just going to be, how much do you want to bring? Be thinking, get your creative juices fired up. What are the processes that you're going to want to be able to create? And if you are going to be going cross-platform, if you need to go ahead and bring if you've got a business app, or if you've got a web app that you've created some work instructions for, bring them into the project, create their own section, put them all on the page, one-stop shop for your end users to access all those pieces of information. This next step here is for publishing. So as you create your materials here, you would come for the publishing. We may just be able to see the link, but normally there is a tree. You can see we have a deployment tree over here on the side. And you would just simply go through these steps. You'd be able to change where you want it to be deployed from. You would be able to add any languages to it. You'd be able to select for tracking options. We have the site, the access is going to be the link that we've just created, and then the analyzer. So the analyzer, and that's going to be the next step that we'll talk about. But once we go through here, it just takes a few moments for ClickLearn to, again, pull all of that information together. And it's going to take all of those 7 different learning formats, put them all together. You're going to have this link that you then copy this link that you'll be able to embed into your application for your end users to be able to begin consuming the information. And then finally, we have a dashboard analyzer here. And the dashboard analyzer, it's right now, I'll say it looks like it's dashboard light, because again, this is so new. I've just been creating materials for our end users, but you'll be able to see at a glance not only the information that has been consumed, you're going to be able to see what hasn't really been consumed. So we have consumed and not consumed ratios. What are the materials? And if I just simply hover over, you'll be able to see at a glance what the materials are. What are the top contents? Who is the top consumer? Me right now. But as soon as I get that link put out for public consumption, I could see, here's my users that have consumed. What are the materials that I've consumed the most? And what is the information that's really not being used the most? And that might help you as a creator of your documentation. Maybe there's some things that you could add to that existing document to make it a little bit more helpful and robust for your end users to consume. Or maybe they've just not explored that part of your application yet. So you'll be able to get a look right there from the get-go of all of the materials, and you can refresh this data at any time. And so as your day goes by, you can refresh all day long, and you'll have these data analytics right here at your fingertips to be able to share.
Hey, Christine, just a quick FYI for the audience too. We've been getting a little bit of questions. Just want to remind everybody that you're more than welcome to plug in your questions in the chat box. We're going to be, both Christine and I and some of my colleagues are on the line as well. We'll be answering as we go through, but certainly if we have a chance to show some questions live as Christine is demoing, by all means, feel free. And then on the analytics, Christine, I just like to say that, you know, when we demo this to organizations, and I'll speak to this later on, is we check all of the boxes for all of the stakeholders in the digital transformation. And I know that the analytics is particularly of interest to the HR department, right? It gives them a quantitative data on how the cognitive learning is progressing for their end users. So it's very powerful. And then of course, I don't know if you mentioned this already, but the whole SCORM compliant packet as well, right?
Right, that's great. That's a great point. Yeah, I didn't even get a chance to go there, but thanks for opening that door just a moment. Really, the beautiful thing about the analyzer is that it's non-invasive. So as an end user, I'm consuming the information, I'm growing my knowledge base. You can see on the backside through the analytics who those end users are that's consuming the information. So you don't have to send a follow-up survey to say, hey, how did you like this? Or if you're done with a training session and you send out a survey and you ask somebody what do they think about the application, and you'll get a response back that says, well, the room was too cold, which has nothing at all to do the application, right? So that's the analytics are a beautiful thing. They're in the background. You'll be able to use that data for your ROI figures. It really is a powerful thing. And it's also when you let me jump back over here into our system, because when you're here and you're consuming the information from the learning portal, pardon me. Here we go. So now I have my live assistant that's here. The live assistant is going to be able to take me through those work instructions. So as I was saying before, we're going to have all of the information here at our fingertips. And now I would actually be interacting live with the system. So as I'm going through, and this is even great for end users that might have been using your system for a while and they don't come in here very often. So they can start this, they could start the wizard up, or the live assistant up. And now I would actually be entering or typing information. So you'll notice it's highlighted in red. So now I'm interacting live with my data. So I'm being productive. Even a day one employee can be productive because the message is always going to be the same. The work process will always be the same. No more tapping on the shoulder and asking somebody to look over and make sure you're doing it right. They are going to be guided step by step. And then once you're done with it, you can just simply close your assistant down. Notice that you'll always have access to your information here. And then I can come right back out and I can go on to whatever the other functions or activities are that I have. So from here, within your application is where you'll be able to do the show me, try me, test me video. And keep me honest, if we have a couple more minutes to go, I just want to take and bring our end users back. I know that Mark is probably dying to show a little bit more about our process too.
We have a few more minutes. I just maybe pick up one or two questions as you go through. I'm seeing here any ability to add voice or video annotations to a step?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. You can. We have the writer audio editor. We've got the voice editor. But yes, you can certainly go ahead and add any of the voice, any of your pictures, annotate along the way. Yes, you can.
Okay. And I'm gonna hit you with another one. Tell me if I stop it. I'm gonna hit you with another. So it says, did I hear this right? This works for BC, Dynamics F&O, and also ISV third-party add-ons.
Yes. The Microsoft ecosystem, if you work with any of the Power Automate, Power Apps products, if you work with Teams, if you work with any of the Microsoft world, yes, we could do it. ISVs, yes, we could do that. Yes.
Okay, another one, testing users earn certification. I think I know that in the ClickLearn universe, there's certifications and badges. I don't know that we've actually put certification and badges into the user portals, the learning portal itself, but I know that the user community, the user groups play a major role in how we develop the product. And I think that's something that has been captured in past interactions in the user groups. So it's certainly something that we're going to be looking into, to creating kind of like badges as people go through the learning portals and expand their learning.
Yes.
Go ahead. Sorry, continue, Christine.
Yeah, no. Like I said, I know with just about another moment or two to spare. So with our ClickLearn help here within each one of our steps is where we have the show me, try me, test me videos. We have our Word, our PDF, our PowerPoint. So very simply, with the show me video. The show me video, as soon as I start it up.
Objective.
Hopefully.
The following describes the process for creating a new marketing list targeted at either contacts, leads.
Can you hear that? Were you able to hear that recording, Danny?
Yes, absolutely. It's working fine.
Yeah, okay. We were having a little technical difficulties earlier. I just want to assure everyone. But in addition, so if you are a visual learner, you can sit back here I am not clicking on anything. ClickLearn has cleaned up using the video processes. So as the mouse is moving around the screen, if you remember at the very beginning when I was moving from one place to another to show you contextual information, ClickLearn clears all of that up. So you don't have to worry at all. You can run this over and over and over again. The same applies for the Try Me video, which becomes interactive for you to click within boxes. And then the Test Me video, it's also visual and auditory, and that is a SCORM compliant package. So if you have a learning management system, you can take that data, put it into your LMS, and then using the reporting functionality within your LMS system, you'll be able to go ahead and parse that data out to the end users who actually took any range of tests. And you can do that over and over. It's available 24/7. If you put the link out on your SharePoint site for your end users to be able to access it publicly there, they will be able to access it inside the application here or outside, wherever you need them to have that ready access.
And that's our time, Christine. Thank you so much. This was an amazing introduction to ClickLearn Attain. Of course, folks, for those of you on the call, we'd be more than happy to set up a more in-depth demo. This was intended to just show you a high overview here.
And back to Mark.
I just need to find the unmute button here. Thank you so much, Christine and Danny. That was amazing. I've been waiting a long time to see ClickLearn Attain. So I guess, as you just mentioned, Christine, what is the cost of this, and how do we actually find a price? For those of you who doesn't know, ClickLearn has a price calculator. It's public on our website, so please go into clicklearn.com and you can find all our prices available here. Remember, this is the price for you as a partner to your end customers. So this is what we can go out and resell or refer to your clients, and we will help you selling this. The 4 parameters that we need to know about your clients. As we just talked about, do we support platforms? Yes, we support all platforms, also older versions of Dynamics. We have AX, Navisions, CRM, CE, the whole Dynamics 365 suite, Power Platform, and even custom and Windows-based applications. So here I will just kind of check mark the platforms that I need for. In this case, today we are using it on customer engagements, and I also have a Microsoft 365 package. Then we have who are actually creating the instructions. Typically, this is where the clients will purchasing authors, where you also get access to their solutions, and you can actually create the learning instructions for them. In this scenario, I'll just take 3 authors, and then I have a business around 250 consumers to consume my ClickLearn material. This is the price that we can go out with individual packages. So we have actually custom this so to be able to support anybody from 1 to 10 employees up to enterprise clients. And they can start from less than $2 per user per month. And if you go up to an enterprise, it's only around $5 per user per month. Each features and functions are fully described here at the bottom of what is included in each edition. And just to mention, of course, our replay instructions, so to recapture any system upgrades, it's a part of all editions. If we then go back to what is else included in the price and what are also included for you as a partner, we offer free lifetime customer services and support. That means that we actually take care of all the training, all the onboarding, all the self-paced learning portal that we're going to see, all the automated software updates that you now can do for free into ClickLearn Attain, and we hand over the service businesses to you. So we are not a consultancy business. We do this for free. It's all included in our partner program, and it's all included in the subscription fees for all of your clients. And then you can create the learning instructions with ClickLearn together with your customers. So just to prove actually, or what are the clients saying, what industries, what portfolio is this matching into my market? ClickLearn supports all industries, all verticals, in all sizes, in any languages. Here are 3 customers actually telling us that they have been able to implement applications faster, support the frequencies of Microsoft updates every 6 months in multiple languages, and reduce the amount of help desk ticket services with more than 33% in the first month of implementing ClickLearn. I want to thank Christine and Danny for this amazing presentations. We are having a short coffee break now. And yeah, back to you, Rick.
Okay, thank you, Mark. So we'll take about, let's say, 6 minutes. That should take us to the top of the hour. And then we're going to kick back in with Danny again, who's going to talk about the Success in 90 Days program. So we'll see you soon. Okay, so we're just past the top of the hour, and we are going to turn it back over to Daniel. He's going to take us to Success in 90 Days with ClickLearn. Daniel, you ready to go?
Yes, absolute. Thanks,
Okay.
Rick. All right. So here we go. Yeah. Let's see. So on to the fun stuff now. So hi, good morning, everybody. I think so glad to see so many people join the session. I know about half of you I don't know yet. I'm looking forward to working with you and collaborating. So yeah, this is the fun part, right? Now we're going to talk about how is it that we work together and create this mutual beneficial relationship and really help you grow your business. So I'm gonna go away. I just wanted to say hello so everybody can see me live coming at you from Copenhagen, where ClickLearn is headquartered. Let's talk a little bit about how we work together. All right, so you know, when I first started my journey in my career, I had a very important lesson. And that was what a good friend of mine, he was my mentor. He basically told me, look, Danny, in order to succeed in sales, you need to know your product and you need to know your customer very well. And so what we want to do here in this slide is let's talk a little bit about the key learnings of what we have learned from the enterprise side of the business. And then we're going to talk a little bit about what we've learned through many different surveys and research on what the partners are looking for. So as it relates to the enterprise customers, this is the reality. The world is spinning. We're moving forward at a pretty rapid pace. And technological rollout, it's happening in a very fast pace here. 68% of global businesses are undergoing digital transformation. 90% of all of these initiatives involve multiple platforms, right? So think about this. They're going from their legacy solution, consolidating to their Microsoft product suite, but it also involves a lot of third-party apps. And so 80% faster to implement speaks to what ClickLearn is able to help. So there is a direct relationship between user adoption and ROI for the enterprises. And you know what the research shows is that 50% of the partners are not even involved in this conversation of user adoption. And I see it day in and day out myself. You know, my experience has been a lot of these times that we just organically get approached by the enterprises, the partners are not even in the conversation, right? So that's a key learning on the enterprise side. If we talk about what we've seen from the partner side is that, look, on average, partners are not leveraging their actual network. They're just going down to about 10% of the potential. And when we look at the research from MSDW, right, we're listening to what the partners are saying about the relationship with the ISVs. And what the partners are telling us is they're sick and tired of getting these PDFs, this little files that you know is the old traditional way. What they're asking us for is they want pre-qualified leads, and they want to generate these leads with co-branded programs. So 2/3 of, I think it was 150 different partners that answered the survey from MSDW. And the vast majority of them are saying, hey, we want pre-qualified leads and we want to be doing this in a co-branded fashion. And guess what? you know what else they're asking for? No surprise, right? We all love this. They want turnkey solutions. They don't want to be doing all of the work, right? They want to be able to partner with ISVs that are going to do the heavy lifting. And of course, we're familiar with that because, you know, with ClickLearn, 80% faster to create learning material. That's within our core competency, right? But yeah, but so if we listen to what the partners are saying, they want turnkey solutions, right? And all of this is being supported by the ecosystem that we navigate in, right? So right from the very top, the CEO of Microsoft, he emphasizes that we collectively need to help organizations adopt these new solutions in a much faster way. So the sense of urgency to help organizations succeed fast is very present and very real. So, okay, so let's talk turkey, as they say in the US. So how is it that ClickLearn is going to help partners to help their customers? And the best way that we can start having this discussion is to let's look at what the traditional model of an ISV looks like. So this would be the traditional ISV. And what they're doing is they're measuring their success predicated upon how much resource you're investing in selling the ISV solution, right? But for us at ClickLearn, we really think about this in a different manner, because for us, it's not about how much you're investing. It's about how much we can help you grow your business, right? So what we're doing here in the ClickLearn Partner Program is we're expanding the pie or the triangle, if you want to use this analogy, right? So we're growing the partner's business and we're building relevance for the customers. So that's the whole premise of the ClickLearn Partner Program. So let's look a little bit deeper into how this looks, right? So this is the partner program in a nutshell. When we talk about relevance, right, we saw in the key learnings that all of these organizations are going digital transformations. So we're very relevant. We, through the partner program, will give you a means to reach new markets. Pre-qualify untapped potential speaks to what the partner community is asking. You want qualified leads through co-branded programs. The one team, as we call it, so we call the ClickLearn Partner Program one team, and it's all about automatic leads, automatic information, marketing. So you're telling us that you want a turnkey solution. That's what the one team partner program does. And we're going to be providing all of the tools to achieve everything that you see above. Some of you that know us already have given us amazing feedback on our pricing calculator, how intuitive it is to use, how easy and transparent it is. And so we're going to continue this motif. We're going to continue this ideology to be a frictionless ISV for you, to be turnkey, to be the most easy ISV to work with and to do all of the heavy lifting for you. All right, this is all what it boils down to is this is our philosophy at ClickLearn. Our philosophy is that when we take the relevance and we add the reach, we're really tapping into that full market potential, right? So when we speak to relevance, you know, I just 3 days ago, we did a presentation for a major global company. And when I mean major, it has one of the most recognizable brands in the world. I even had to, just yesterday, I had to, just for myself, right? For myself, I had to make sure, and I Googled them, they're in the top 10, okay? So hopefully, if everything goes well, I'll be able to share a user case with you that you can use that when you talk to your clients. But what I'm saying here is that in the conversation with this major global company, ClickLearn speaks to all of the stakeholders. So in that conversation, the owner of the program, he's thinking to himself, my God, in this digital transformation journey, how am I going to get all of my end users trained with the new reality of everybody being remote, right? So the HR department is thinking, okay, I want to be able to continue building my learning and development programs. How is ClickLearn going to help me do that? And then you have at the bottom end, the people that are actually going to be doing all the grunt work. You know, oh my God, I have to document thousands and thousands of processes. How am I ever going to do that in an efficient way? So we speak to and solve all of the pain points across the entire stakeholder organization, right? And then what that does, it affords us the opportunity to have very specific, tailored webinars to incite engagement. We are going to inspire because we are going to tailor the webinars that it will speak to their pain points. It will speak to what they care about. Everything from the owner of the program all the way to the bottom, the person that's creating documentation. So these are just some examples, whether it is a challenge of localizing to 7 different languages, which takes an god-awful long amount of time and a lot of resources, or whether you're just trying to cope with all of the new updates that are coming out from Microsoft or within their own environment. So this is how it's going to go down, right? Let's go back to success in 90 days. We've set up a very simple 3-stage process. Stage 1 is we're going to always give you 7 webinars that you can leverage to engage the potential of the market. You're going to be able to do this in just a matter of seconds. And here shortly, I'm going to show you how that's done. And basically what we're doing is you're instantly driving leads to your organization. Stage 2, now that you've gone and broadcast this customized message, you're going to be able to scale up. This is where we help you go beyond that 10% reach that the average partner has within their network. This is where you're going to actually scale up. And by the way, between you and me, we have a 72% closing rate. So this is a proven model. Once you scale up, you set them up, we knock them down. And then stage 3, this is where you deploy. This is where you build your business. And I'm not talking about just the recurring margin that you're going to get from reselling ClickLearn. Yeah, that's like the cherry on top of the sundae. But the real meat, the real dessert here is when you build your consultancy, when you build your training for professional services. You know, it talks about customer retention. That's pivoting to the next project, right? Let's go one by one here now. So we're going to start. I mentioned that we're going to give you 7 webinars at all times, and we're doing that right now. We already started. We call it 7 days of ClickLearn. So you're going to be able to tap into 7 existing webinars, right? And then this is how easy it's going to be. You're going to pick a webinar. Then in 90 seconds, you're going to be able to share it. So we're going to use the example here of, actually we volunteer Rick, our moderator, our MVP moderator. So his company is Full Contact Selling, right? And Rick would have picked one webinar, simply just add his picture, and everything is already preloaded. On the right-hand side of the screen, we even tell you who the intended audience is. And all you have to do is click on the bottom right where it says copy share link. When you paste that link, for example, onto LinkedIn, it's going to automatically generate a network sharing banner that is going to have your brand, it's going to have your picture, it's going to have you as the host of a webinar that we are picking up the heavy lifting that we're doing for you. So the network is going to be able to relate. They're going to recognize you in the banner. They're going to know who you are. They're already connected to you. And this material is going to be responsive. That means it's going to be able to be viewed from any device. You're going to be able to use it in any media very quickly. When the person actually clicks on the banner, that's going to drive them to a personalized branded landing page. So they're going to recognize you and your brand when they see it in social media. Then when they click on it, they're going to be landed here where they're going to see, again, your brand, your face, your title. If you look on the bottom right hand on the screen, it's going to show information about your company. This is where they register. And by the way, if a time works best where, like, let's say that the time that you're proposing is not the most optimal, they can choose a different time for the webinar. They can choose multiple webinar. It's all within the same landing page that they're seeing that is your face and your brand. And you can even add your own campaigns. This is just a starting point. If you have your own campaigns and you want to add them to this landing page, you can do that, right? So that's step one. So now the webinar occurred and you drove X amount of people to the webinar. We are going to capture and we are going to qualify these people for you. We're going to have polls and questions so that we can derive a lot more information than just a name and an email. We're going to be giving you statistics back to you. You're going to be able to track how these campaigns are progressing. You're going to be able to track the status of your leads and all of these from the portal, right? So again, this is what the partner community was telling us when we look at the research. So now you've completed stage one. Stage two is as I talked previously. This is about scaling it up, expanding it, right? And expanding it is, if you look at this concept, right? So one person will have on average about 750 connections in LinkedIn. If we consider an organization of just 30 people, if you take those 30 people to leverage the very easy program that we're presenting here, that's 22,500 potential leads that you can be driving into the funnel, that we are going to qualify for you, that we are going to bring in for you. 90 seconds of work, that's all you have to do. And then finally deploy. Look, I'm not going to beat a dead horse to this. If you made it to the third stage, it's basically like setting it up for you, yeah, for you to knock them down. Now you're going to have a captive audience that has a real need, that has been qualified, that is looking for this solution, and you can build a business on top of it. You can sell them consultancy on building learning materials. You can build a professional service program to help them go beyond documentation. And retention really speaks to, you know, if you're helping them succeed, they're investing over $1 million on these ERPs, and you're helping them succeed with that investment, you better believe they're going to trust you for the next one. So you're going to keep them. It makes it a lot more sticky, right? It makes your relationship with your clients a lot more sticky. So that's it for us. That's it for me. I think, Rick, I'm going to hand it over back to you.
Yeah, I think we're going to, Danny, we're just going to jump back into a quick coffee break, but just want to let people know that, you know, promoting events and things on LinkedIn really works. I think we had over 125 people say they were interested in this session on the sharing we did on LinkedIn. So I'm really looking forward to this because, you know, the multiplication of your organization and getting the word out. And if ClickLearn can make it that simple for people, I think this will be a well-executed campaign. So let's just take a quick, it's 23 minutes after the hour. Let's take a quick break until the bottom of the hour, and then we will jump right into our partner panel. Thanks, Danny.
Hello, Oscar.
Hi, Mark. Will this work?
Yeah, it's working. I will just go on camera as well here.
Can you hear that I break up my sound?
We all live, and yes, you can mute and unmute. So everything is it's all up and running here. Hey, Melina.
Alrighty.
Hello.
And good morning, Tom Duran.
Good morning. How are you?
I am very well.
We'll get going in about 4 minutes at the bottom of the hour.
Sounds good.
How's attendance been?
We are all live right now, Tom, so everybody is in. We have 957 signups, and yeah, attendees are looking good right now. So
Very exciting.
yeah, we're all excited. So
Okay, thank you, everybody. We're going to have our partner panel, and I'm very excited about this. I've interviewed everybody but Milena before on ClickLearn, so I'll be finding out a few new things about how people use this amazing product. So Mark, do you want to just click the next slide? So our presenters today are Oscar, Tom, Milena, and Mark will jump back in, and I'll let them each kind of introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about the practice they work in. So let's jump right into that. So let's start off with Oscar. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do? And tell the people a little bit about Columbus.
Yeah, thanks for introducing me, Rick. My name is Oscar Tortrup, and I'm the Director of Projects in Columbus in Denmark, and that means that I'm responsible for all the projects that we run on Business Central and all the resources that deliver to those projects. Columbus is, as you can see, an international international company, 17 offices around the world. And 5 or 6 of them, those countries are working with Business Central. So that is my focus point. I've been working with Navision and NAV and Business Central for more than 20 years and work primarily within manufacturing and project-oriented manufacturing. So that would be my short introduction, I believe.
Okay, thank you, Oscar. Next slide, please. Okay, we have Tom sliding in here. Tom, introduce yourself and talk to us about Innovia.
Sure, thanks, Rick. My name's Tom Doran, and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Innovia Consulting. We're a U.S.-based firm, 3 offices in the United States. As many partners these days, most of our staff actually work from home offices scattered across North America. I've been working with sounds pretty similar to Oscar, over 20 years with what we all still affectionately call Navision, but now Business Central, and very excited to be here today.
Okay, great. And last but not least, Milena.
So thank you for introducing me. I'm happy to have the opportunity to participate in this partner panel. I'm Milena Müller, Senior Consultant for Dynamics 365 at EZ4U. On slide, you can see a brief overview with some facts and figures of EZ4U. We have more than 350 employees in 12 offices across 5 European countries, which brings a great diversity to our team. What makes EZ4U very special is that 100 of our employees are also shareholders, which shows that we all work for a common goal and making our customers and EZ4U successful. We assist our customers in the business critical processes along the customer journey. We are a business partner as well as a technology partner for the digital transformation of our customers. We provide digital solutions on our partner platforms, Salesforce and Microsoft Dynamics. Our focus industries are, for example, financial service, telecommunications, life science, energy, or high tech. So that's from my side.
Great, Milena. And you can see for the partners online here, we've got some very good partners, and I love these types of interviews because we're talking to people right from the field. So Milena, we're going to start with you. Tell me about the first time you saw ClickLearn and what did you think about it?
The first time I saw ClickLearn, I was very excited about ClickLearn. In the past, I didn't like the task to record processes or to create documentation because it was very costly and was much effort to create documentation. But since I've been using ClickLearn, I like this task very much.
Okay, fantastic. So Oscar, let's talk to you a little bit about the first time you saw ClickLearn and what did you think about the product?
Yeah, I've been following ClickLearn for many years, I have to say, and just recently became a partner. So we've been discussing a lot about the licensing model. But just to get back to the answer, I believe the things that Milena just said is very important for the first view of ClickLearn. And I have to tell that years ago we were very function orientated around waterfall projects methodology. And that's been a shift over the past years, being more agile and being more process orientated, and that has been a major shift for me in the way that we look into ClickLearn and the way that we use it. because both we as partners, but also the customers has changed a lot throughout the past years in a Nordic perspective, I must say. So a great product, and been looking into this for many years, and has been spending a lot of time in the product.
So Oscar, what finally convinced you to get going with it?
I have to say that it was the license model, because I've never been in doubt about the functionality in the product. But I've been working with some of the larger partners in the Danish business, and we were looking into massive investment in the license. But I also have to tell that I've had employees that were not ready to use the product because they were always saying that it was much easier just to do a screen dump in Word and just to write this and that. And the whole idea of repeating things and having a library of the same processes has just been more easier to implement throughout the past year or two. So I've been looking into an organization that has been growing, but also have changed focus on how we look into the customers and how we look into their organizations.
I'd love to meet these people that said it was actually easier to do a screen dump into Word, because I've been building training materials for a long time, and that was never an easy task. So Tom, over to you. Like, you've got a pretty good story. We talked about this before. Tell us about how you first engaged with ClickLearn, when you saw it, and I remember you told me it took some time really to start rolling it out in your organization.
It did, Rick, and frankly, it was a combination between what you heard from Oscar and what you heard from Lena. We were at the Directions Conference in North America, and a couple of our consultants basically drug us to the booth and said, we have to have this. This is so much easier. But it turns out that, those 3 consultants didn't affect the other 40 consultants. And when we got back, it sat for quite a while. And we really had to think about it more strategically in terms of how does it help our internal processes? How do we better help our customers? And then I call them come along conversations, right? Where we put your arm around somebody and it's like, come along, this is the new tool, this is the new way, and it's going to work better. And once people got involved with ClickLearn, I think they became very excited. The whole concept of the reusable content, while many of our clients and most businesses consider themselves to be incredibly unique, the fact is we can build a template that's 80% the same most of the time, and then we simply customize from there. So it's been a really great experience.
And you're using it for both the ERP and CRM side of your practice?
We are, and frankly, Office and several of our customers have a specific line of business applications that are essentially totally custom. And I think that's been the big appeal with certainly the larger customers, is that it goes beyond just the Business Central and Microsoft platforms.
And I think that's something that we probably haven't touched on yet in today's session, is that, the way we configure applications now, we don't stay in BC, we don't stay in CRM or F&O, we move to different applications within that workflow. And ClickLearn can move out of the dynamic stack back into the dynamic stack. So I think that's going to help us tremendously in the future as we see more Teams integration and Office integration come into these applications.
That's right.
So, Milena, let's talk a little bit about your company, Easy for You. I love that name. And how are you using sort of ClickLearn within your practice, and who are you implementing it with?
ClickLearn is very important during the rollout of a new application in our projects. In my opinion, the user adoption is the key success factor for implementation and transformation projects. So if the users don't know how to use the new application, or if they don't have information about the defined business process, you will not be able to complete the project successfully. So it's very important in every project, I think. Another important impact for us is that we improve the customer loyalty after the completion of the project. So we don't lose the contact to our customers because they get in touch with us on a regular basis for changes in their recordings or to provide additional information in their learning portals. With ClickLearn, we are able to extend our consulting services. So, for example, we also use ClickLearn for internal purpose because it's very important for us to create documentation for our Easy4U service desk as well. Our Easy4U service desk takes over when the project ends and the project team leaves. So they need the information how the application should work and how the users have to use it. Yeah.
So the clients are coming back to your organization to use your authors to keep updating their materials?
Yes, the most clients come back at the moment. So.
Okay, so that adds to your professional services business and gives you that ongoing touch point.
Yeah, they like it very much and they want to use it themselves, but at the moment they need our help.
And that's interesting too, because some recent studies have shown that probably half of end user customers, once they're deployed, continue to use their partners. So if we can have something like ClickLearn there, where they're coming back and touching us on an ongoing basis, that's sort of a great example of stickiness, right? How to keep that customer in the loop.
Yeah, so that's right.
Okay, so Oscar, over to you. Let's talk a little bit about you're just get going with ClickLearn. How do you see it being deployed, and what are some of the types of customers you're going to deploy it to?
Well, first of all, I can say that my business is very similar to the one that Milena just told about. We run projects and we make a transition and we get into a care situation. So you could say that the rollout from our side, we are very much focused on processes. So that would mean two things. First of all, we would have a you could call standard library for the end-to-end processes in companies, because they are all the same. You could say 50-60% of all processes in a company across are the same processes. So secondly, when we deploy this, we are very much focused on those unique processes in those companies. And just as Milena said, we deploy in the same way in Columbus, that we are the authors, and I have a very few number of customers that are the authors themselves. So they use this service, but I've no doubt that this will change. I run some rather huge projects, and they will need this in their rollout to be able to make their own documentation when they get into country number 5, 6, 7, or wherever we run. So the deployment is very much focused on standard processes, end-to-end processes, and it's very much focused on repeating business.
Yes, and I've talked to several customers that are actually, they started within their Dynamics project of using ClickLearn, and now they brought it to the training department of their organization, and they're looking to use it in many different applications. And some of them are non-technical, but they just look at the way ClickLearn can, build learning materials much quicker than they've ever been able to do it before. So the idea of an author is somebody who sort of administrates and builds the learning materials. So Tom, why don't you talk a little bit about, how long did it take to ramp up your team to be able to use the app?
So once the team really began to use the application, they picked it up fairly quickly. By the second or third recording, you start to get the hang of it. It's just like any other tool. The more you use it, the better you get. ClickLearn has made significant investments. Over the past several years, we've found the product to become much easier to use. And so once you've done 2 or 3 recordings, I think you become fairly proficient.
And what type of person did you train to become an author?
Mostly our technical consultants. Those were the folks that were preparing the documentation for the end users during the project. We've also had an increase among our customers. One of the areas that we've seen, well, there's really three areas. For global deployments, where multi-language and a templated approach is important, then we've seen significant excitement about the idea to create a one set of documentation across processes and roll it out across multiple geographies. The other has to do with ISO documentation for those firms that were really working in a very manual process in maintaining their ISO documentation. ClickLearn was a great sort of soup starter in that regard. And then again, among our food customers, we have a growing food practice and in partnership with Columbus. And they, the Food Safety Modernization Act and some of the quality standards require increased documentation, and ClickLearn was a great platform from which to build.
So that, it becomes interesting when we talk about compliance, because there's a lot of businesses we don't think about compliance, but they do have these background rules that they have to build into their workflow processes. So if we look at ClickLearn, that's a significant time saving in being able to document those processes and the change management of those processes.
That's right. That's right.
So Melina, talk a little bit about the group within your organization that uses ClickLearn, and talk about growing an author or becoming an author, and how do you use it within your practice, and maybe talk a little bit about when you're working with a customer, how do you get them up to speed on ClickLearn and using the portal and such?
So in our company, most authors are non-technical consultants, so that are not the developers who use ClickLearn. So I'm also a non-technical consultant, but I think it's very easy. Everybody who can customize a CRM can also use ClickLearn. That's very easy to onboard the authors and to work themselves. I need just an hour to explain the first recordings, and then they start and work with ClickLearn on their own. And there are not many questions after that when they start the recording. So our customers, I have one example that is Calvion. Calvion is an internationally operating company which requested training for a large user group in different time zones. So ClickLearn was the perfect complement to our train the trainer approach. We had a selected group of experts of Calvion employees, which had a huge knowledge base of their processes and the changes of the application. In general, they are the contact person for these end users if they have questions regarding their CRM. In the past, this was very challenging for Calvion because their daily business in a manufacturing company is not the CRM. A training concept was needed in this case to ensure that the end users are able to work with the new process in their CRM. So the end users attended a remote training session, and every part of this training session was recorded by us with ClickLearn and published in a ClickLearn portal. We also added all the questions of the training and an explanation of these questions. The effort for the experts to support their end users was reduced very much. Every new question is added to the ClickLearn portal, so the experts can refer to the ClickLearn portal for the most of the common questions and have to deal with much less questions of their end users. And they do not have to explain the process again and again to around about 1,000 end users. So they were able to onboard 1,000 end users within 3 months. So that was
Nice.
great. It was a great experience. Yep.
So what do you think the time savings for the customer was?
Oh, it was very high time saving because I think we would not be able to onboard 1,000 end users who are located all over the world without ClickLearn. That would not be, I think it should last a year or longer.
Exactly, and just having that portal available, before I met ClickLearn, just building that learning portal was a project for somebody. Yeah. Now it comes with your ClickLearn license.
Yeah. That's right.
So one question I want to ask, and maybe we'll start with Oscar. how hard is it to sell ClickLearn to your customers?
How hard is it to sell ClickLearn? Yeah, it's quite easy, I have to say, because the whole idea of the implementation and about the transition, that would be the major pinpoint for me, to say that this is a way to record the processes that support your daily work. So you could say that all clients, they are looking into the economics of a project, and this is an add-on. But then again, back to what we talked about just before about those fooling around in Word, you could say that knowledge is power, and when the organization look into that we have all the knowledge in one place, and we don't have any one-to-one risk on the knowledge and all of this knowledge sharing on the libraries. When we get into that discussion with the clients, then they buy it. So I would say that we have a track record right now where we both sell ClickLearn, but also the transition into care, and we didn't do that 2 years ago. So one of the main reasons for this is being more easy is that the clients, they are changing. So it's a great product, but it's also a part of several issues that makes this a great story.
Okay, so Tom, over to you. How difficult is it to sell ClickLearn to your customers?
You know, once we got past the inertia stage, meaning that Danny was referring to it, but we spent an awful lot of time focusing on our existing customer base, and my customer engagement team really got caught in a pattern, right? And so we had to break them out of that and get them to start a conversation, and it's not always with their primary contact, it's with someone else in the organization. And then first time that you engage with Mark and Alina and their team, I mean, ClickLearn does the selling for you. If you just start a conversation and say, look, take a look, let's do a 20-minute, 30-minute demo. And if you want to stop, we'll stop. No one wants to stop. Once you get the engagement going, the customers are interested, they're intrigued, and it gets a lot easier.
Melina, over to you. How difficult is it to get your customers to buy ClickLearn?
It's not very difficult. As Oscar and Tom already mentioned, the customers like ClickLearn very much. Every time I suggested ClickLearn and showed them how it works and how easy it is to do the recording, I've never heard a customer, oh, I don't like that. They all like it very much, and they often buy the solutions themselves. Yeah.
Okay, great. Mark, do you have any questions for our panel?
I sure do, thank you. So first one I got here is kind of if there could be any like a little advice of specific industries you're seeing this in, or does it match your entire portfolio? I don't know who should take it first, but yeah, let's go with you, Melina, and then we can always ask around.
I think it matches for all industries. It's not for a special industry. It's important for every application and every transformation and digitalization project.
Okay. What about you, Oscar? Are you using it for anything specific, industry-wise, or?
No, as I just said, I believe that 50-60% of all processes are the same across companies. They are generic, so we use it across, and you could say that the more complex the processes are, the more important the documentation and the whole idea about ClickLearn is getting into the projects.
Mm-hmm. And you, Tom?
While I would generally agree it applies across the board, I think that we're seeing among our food manufacturers for sure, and those with heavy ISO certification requirements, that when we can show them a sanitized version of what's been done with other customers, the light goes on. So sort of general training, that resonates, but just like any other demonstration you do, when you show them something that's tailored to their industry, they tend to light up a little bit quicker.
Okay, well, thank you very much. And I think there are coming a lot of questions in regarding kind of, okay, so how are you actually going to market with this. Like, I think we have the model now where we can go out with the subscription solutions, but I think it's also a lot about how can we actually, or how do you support the clients then kind of in the author way, as we discussed a little bit. What is the strategy of delivering this consultancy service? Do you see it as maybe as a fit price? Do you actually go out and offer it on an hourly basis, or how are you handling the services part of that? Let's start with you, Oscar.
I would say that this is a combination, and I think it's a great question, because when we look across the BC and the Nordics at least, then we have companies in several different sizes. And we don't have that many companies that have a huge internal IT department and controlling and so on. So our role is very much depending on the organization at the customer side. So when we have a huge organization at the customer side, then there's an idea of them to be trained in ClickLearn, and it's quite easy. And then on the other hand, when we look at large companies with small internal IT departments or controlling departments, then it's much better for the clients to buy this service from our side. And just to wrap it up, we haven't been in a position where we make a package, but I do believe that we will look into this throughout the next 6 months or so, that we are able to sell this as a package solution, because we know what to do now.
Okay. And Tom, what about you? I know you have been with ClickLearn for a long time. Like, what are the experiences in the services consultancy part of kind of delivering on top of ClickLearn? And also, I think a lot of the questions is, how does it work, kind of combining that with your clients, right? So I know the customer can now author, you can be the author, and how is the model of the services going to market here?
I think that it depends a bit upon the focus of your practice. So as a partner, you have a couple of options. We tend to want to encourage our customers to author on their own. We think that long term they're going to be better served by that approach. But we're certainly happy to create those libraries for them and maintain them. So while we generally believe that an end user is best served if they create and update their own documentation, we have had probably 30 or 40% of our customers request that we do that for them. Obviously, services is where we're all at as partners, and so I never want to be the sales prevention department. If you'd like us to create your training documentation, we're happy to do it.
And Melina, how is things looking like that in Germany?
It's mostly the same. So what Oscar already mentioned, as it depends very much on the customer side. So there's nothing special to add. We have the same approach that sometimes the customer likes us to do the authoring, and sometimes he likes to do it himself, especially when they have a strong internal IT department and want to use ClickLearn for other applications. So yeah, it depends on the customer at the end.
Okay, but it's definitely, I can hear it's a benefit for you as a partner to actually give
Yes.
both choices to the clients, that you can either actually becoming the consultancy part, or they can actually author, and you can actually also do it together. Yeah. So they always kind of have a backup if they get lost somewhere.
Yeah.
So if I can just comment on that too, Mark, that I see mostly the CRM side of the house in projects that I'm involved with, and we're seeing more and more customers really being open to some sort of managed services package from their partner to say, okay, we've been going through administrators, there's been people changing roles and that, and we really need somebody consistent who understands everything. So I think it's going to be a much bigger thing for all partners in the future.
Agreed. I don't know, should we take one more question?
I have time for one more.
Okay, I'm getting in a lot of questions, so sorry, I have to read at the same time here, and it's super small. How it has changed from the subscription license? We have offering a lot of different editions. I can see what is the most selling editions that you go out with in the market. I know we have the basics, the essentials, and the professional and the enterprise. I know, Oscar, this is something I know you have a lot of experience in. What products suits mostly the clients that you go out with?
Our business is, as I said before, very much us being the authors. So we are the one developing the documentation. And then secondly, gladly, we have customers that buy the essentials because they need both the Business Central and then most of all a web the web-based part of the subscription. So the combination of a few authors and then essentials, that would be our best-selling subscription right now. But I do believe that it will also evolve. It will be future licenses going forward. But mostly the Business Central part is essentials, including the web part of the possibility of making the documentation.
So being able to actually work across multiple applications and having the documentations and the videos in one solution.
Yeah.
I know we're running out of time here, so it's not. But Tom, or sorry, Rick.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much, Mark, Oscar, Melina, and Tom for joining us today. We really appreciate your time, and I think you've really kind of shown the rest of the people on this presentation this morning that this is not hard to get involved with ClickLearn. It's got a very high ROI, and will make your projects a more long-term, sticky situation where you're ongoing and servicing your customers. So thank you very much, and let's get over to our next session now.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Melina. Thank you, Oscar. Thank you, Tom. Pleasure to have you.
So we're going to start with partnering with ClickLearn with Mark and Martin. So over to you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much. So next question is, of course, how to partnering with ClickLearn. So for those of you who haven't been partnering up with ClickLearn, that aren't a part of what Oscar, Tom, and Melina just presented us, it is really easy for you to get started. We have a one-pager that we need to sign you up on. That's called the ClickLearn Partner Agreement. You can find it on clicklearn.com. So please go into our website, request to sign up right now, and we will handle it immediately. What does it then require to actually be a partner, and what is the cost? We, of course, like to work with all partners in the Microsoft ecosystem. So everybody is welcome. We are one big family. We are one team, and the cost is zero. It is free to sign up for ClickLearn at the partner program, and we can then start enablement and showing you what we have just presented today. And how long is a partner license valid? So it's a going license. We sign up for 12 months at a time, and then we continue working together from there. So we are also wrapping up a bit today, or we're wrapping up for today. And what is the next steps, the next call to action? You will receive this recording. So the session has been recorded. You will receive an email from us with the recording. You will already start having links in that email that you can actually promote, and you can actually get on board in how successful you will be in joining these webinars. You will be introduced to the partner portal as well. So we will be able to sign you up, and now you can actually start with 7 days of ClickLearn promoting these webinars. Anybody who else has any questions, feel free to reach out to us. You can see our contact information. We have clicklearn.com, where you can just request us to be contact or request to be a partner, and we are happy to onboard you right away. Do we have any questions so far? I don't know, Rick, if you have any, or you see anything in the chat, any questions we can take up now? Feel free.
So one question we had earlier was, if I'm not a partner today, how long does it really take to get onboarded as a new partner?
Immediately. I would say that you have to fill out a one-pager as an electronic form. You need to give me your name, your address, and we sign you up immediately. And we can open up for the partner license right away. So it's super easy. If we're talking about how quickly we can educate you and train you, I think Tom Duran mentioned it as well in the partner panel. For authors, 2 to 3 sessions for you to be able to go out and sell it. It's a 1-hour session. It's a webinar that we have, and you're good to go. And of course, we are here to help and provide you with any of the sales services. It is also what the partner panel mentioned. It's a referral program that we offer. So bring us in, and we are happy to actually close the deal for you.
Okay, so we'll have some upcoming webinars to help you get started. So you'll be getting that as part of the email that's going out, and we'll have our webinar program starting in November, or actually in October. So we'll be rolling out that next series of webinars that you can promote to your client base and start to build some interest in ClickLearn. So I think that's it right now for the questions, Mark. I think we're ready to end the session.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody, for participating. It was an honor to be here again. I can't wait to see you next time. Thank you so much, Rick.
Thanks, everyone.
Take care. Bye.